Well, hi again there, everybody. This is going to be an interesting one, and we'll tell you why in a second. We've got the first of two here against the Braves in New York. Quick look at the standings first. The Mets 5 games behind the Dodgers now, have won 2 in a row, and LA lost 1, so we better keep on winning and see what we can do. Over in the American League, Minnesota has finally lost, ending their 11-game winning streak. They're still 9.5 games up on Cleveland, and we're not even to the All-Star game yet. So we go back here to the action now. If you take a look at our lineup, you can see out here what's going on. We have a bunch of guys who are tired, and it's a double header, so we got 2 to get through. The fact that we're using the as-played schedule instead of the as-scheduled schedule is really going to catch up with us here, because there's so many double headers that the 62 Mets have to play through to get back into it. So we have Danny Heap in right. That's not too bad. Kevin Mitchell in center, and then George Foster has to start over in left. It's not an awful lineup, but we're missing some of our big power. It's probably better, though, because Lenny Dykstra is definitely tired and has not been hitting all that well the last couple of games. And here's Dr. K on the mound. There's a strike into Lou Johnson, 0-1. And there's a ground ball over to short. It's Santana throwing to first for the out. There's 1 away. That'll bring up Joe Adcock, and he hits another ground ball over to short. It's a harder play for Santana, but he makes it well. 2 away. Adcock doesn't run well. Here comes Hank Aaron. There's a ball inside to Hank, 1-0. Next pitch, and that's a curve, just misses off the outside corner. 2-0. Blasted over to center, and that should be easy. No, it's not for Mitchell. That's over his head. He tried to jump to get it and wasn't even close to it. So a double over his head. I tell you what, Lenny Dykstra makes that play. So double over the head of Mitchell, the center fielder, and that'll bring up Del Crandall. Aaron with the double, and Crandall hits a ground ball over to Santana, who fields it and throws over to first for the out. And that does it for the Braves in the top of the first inning. Go to the bottom of the first, of course, there is no score in this one. Here comes Danny Heap. So Danny Heap, kind of the de facto leadoff man. In real life, it would be either Wilson or Dykstra, but we like playing them both. There's a ground ball over to second, and Bowling throws to first, 1 away. I will say that the game tried to force me to take Wilson out for Heap a number of games in a row, and I was stubborn, and this is what I get. Here's Tim Tuffle, who takes the ball low, hitting 191. Backman's hitting better against lefties than Tuffle is. It's 2-0. And there's a ball again, 3-0 the count. He's going to take this one, and that's low for ball 4. And so Jim Constable loses him. That's walk number 33 that Jim has given up. He's 2-A, by the way, 3.03 ERA. This will bring up Hernandez, who, of course, has 56 RBIs, and he takes the ball away, 1-0. It's low off the outside corner, 2-0 now to Keith. Next pitch in there, and that's blasted to right. That baby's gone. Ooh-wee. So Keith Hernandez blasting that home run to right, and that makes this a 2-0 lead here for the Mets, and that brings up now Gary Carter with 1 away. And so I worry about that lineup, and we end up with a 2-0 lead here at the bottom of the first. Carter hits a fly ball to right, and that's going to fall in there for a base hit. And so the Mets now with 2 hits in a row. 2 hits for the Mets, 2 runs. Here comes Ray Knight. Fouled away by Ray, 0-1. And that is low, 1-1 the count. That's hit over to right field, and that will be in there for a base hit. Carter, not a great runner, is going to stop at second. And so the Mets are threatening again after hitting that home run. Here comes Kevin Mitchell. Mitchell hitting 171, but with 2 home runs and 16 driven in. How about that? Hitting 171, 16 driven in. He hasn't played that often. He takes a ball outside. He only has 82 at-bats so far this season. He's driven in 16. There's another ball low to him, 2-0. Just fouled away, 2-1 the count, and I think that was a ball that he fouled away. There's another strike, 2-2. Just fouled away again. It remains 2-2. There's a swing and a miss. Constable has struck out his 75th batter of the season, is what it's telling me in the play-by-play. We'll check up on that, and that is correct. Yep. Up comes Santana with 2 away and runners on first and second. And he hits a ground ball over to short. It's going to be a real easy play there for McMillan, I believe, is the shortstop. Let's take a look and see. No, it's Samuel, who flips over to Bowling for the force at second base. And so now we go to the top of the second inning. It's a 2-0 lead for the Mets. Here comes Frank Bowling. But to forgive me with the names of some of these guys from 62, I don't know the season that well. There's a strike down the middle to Bowling, and he fouls one away. It's 0-2. Gooden winds and fires, and there's a changeup missing inside. 1-2. Dwight, by the way, 2.33 ERA with the 7-5 record. He's been frustrating. which is exactly how he was in real life. You know, I complain all the time about OOTP, oh, this isn't right, that isn't right. I tell you, they got Gooden in 86 right. There's no question about it. This is Dwight Gooden. And there's a curve just low and outside, and that's a little bit too low. Dwight trying to be too fancy with that. 2-2 pitch is hit over to center. Should be easy for Mitchell, and he's there for the out, one away. Here comes Gus Bell. There's a fastball low to Bell, 1-0. And a swing and a miss, and that one in the dirt. It's 1-1. A little over 20,000 here at Citi Field. Remember, we're playing at Citi Field, not Shea Stadium. So this is the ultimate Mets experience. The 62 Mets replaced by the 86 Mets and playing in Citi. So you get all three generations of the team. 1-2 the count, and this is hit over to center. There comes Mitchell in for the out, 2 away. Here now is Dennis Menke. He'll take a strike fastball. That was a little bit low, 0-1. And that's high, 1-1 the count. That's low, so it's 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Gooden has walked 31, struck out 83. This is foul to the left side. Full count. I was tempted when I started this to bring on the 1985 Gooden, but I figured that wouldn't be fair. Make him too strong. Full count, as that's fouled away. This is fouled to the right side. That's going to fall out of play. Full count remains. And that's inside for ball 4. But Gooden hasn't struck anyone out and has given up a walk already. That brings up Amado Samuel. And there's a ball in the dirt to him, 1-0. And a strike, 1-1. There's a strike of the letters, a little bit high, 1-2. And a swing and a miss, down he goes. So Gooden gives up the walk and then gets the strikeout finally. We go to the bottom of the second inning. It's a 2-0 lead for the Mets, and here comes George Foster. Didn't I swear I'd never start him again? He's taking the ball outside. He's going to have to start the nightcap too. 2-0 the count. 1:05 local time. And there's a fastball for a strike. Where was that pitch? I guess it was just on the corner. 2-1. That's low, and he's swinging ball 3, and instead hits a ground ball over to third. That's going to be easy for Benke, who throws to first, 1 away. And here comes Gooden. So if it's any consolation, the Braves also have their B team out there. Here comes Dwight Gooden hitting 062. He takes the ball high. And there's a strike, 1-1. Not known for his bat. The slider's high, 2-1. Hit over to left, but foul. He got a lot of wood under that one, I'll tell you that. 2-2. Inside's a full count now on Dwight. And he fists this one off to the right. Running after it is Bell, the right fielder, and he's there to make the catch. 2 away. Out comes Danny Heap. Nobody on, 2 outs. 2-0 Mets, bottom of the second. 2-0 now the count on Danny. And that's low. It's 3-0. He'll take this one. And that's ball 4. And Constable not even close. He struck out 1, but he's walked 2. And here comes Tim Tuffle. And there goes Heap. And nope, he doesn't decide to steal. There's a ball low and away to Tuffle. 1-0 the count. Throw to first, and he's not going anywhere. It's outside. It's 2-0. And he faked again that time, and that's a strike. 2-1 the count. Runner's delight. And there's another strike called 2-2. Another one on the outside corner. And there's ball 3 low, just barely low. How does Tim Tuffle take that one? I would have swung full count. It's fouled away. Tuffle, by the way, hitting only 191. With 2 outs, he's not going to bunt. Hits this over to right field, but foul. Full count still. And that's a hit. You got some good one on that one. That's hit over to center field for a base hit. Heap goes all the way to third. And so Tuffle gets it done. And there's runners on the corners with 2 outs. And here he comes again, Keith Hernandez. Hernandez had the home run. He now has 58 RBIs this season. And he's making this look like 1930. He first pitch swing, hits a ground ball over to second. And it's going to be fielded there by Bowling, who runs to the bag in time for the out, so he does it himself. And we will go now to the top of the third inning. And it's a 2-0 lead still for the Mets. I tell you, that animation we just saw of the second baseman running to second for the play by himself was not very well done. And it always looks like the runner's safe. It's fouled away here by Constable. And he takes the ball high, 1-1. That'll be hard to go up against Dwight Gooden. There's a fastball down the heart of the plate for a strike. It's 1-2. Clocked at 90. That's low, 2-2. Swing and a miss. That's an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. 1 away. Here comes Lou Johnson. So 2 strikeouts now for Dr. K, and he throws a fastball away to Johnson, 1-0. There's a curve outside, 2-0. Swing and a miss is 2-1. It's going to be Bruce Bereni in the nightcap. There's a ball outside, 3-1. There's a ground foul. Full count now on Johnson. Swing and a miss, down he goes. So 2 strikeouts now in this inning for Gooden. He's got 3, and here comes Joe Adcock. And there's a curve low and away, 1-0. Ground ball up the middle. Fielded by Tuffle, throws to first, but not quite in time. Good piece of base running there by Adcock, and as we said before, he doesn't get down the line that well. And now we're in a little bit of trouble with Hank Aaron coming up. Aaron can tie this game up quickly. There's a ball high and away. And that was a high hanging curve ball, and Aaron popped that one up behind the plate. That is not where Dwight Gooden wants to pitch. 1-1 the count. And there's a fastball in there for a strike. That's right over the heart of the plate. 1-2. The ball outside, 2-2. And that misses the inside corner. It's a full count. The ground ball over to third. Knight has to wait for it and then throws to first in time. He gets Aaron, and that does it for the Braves in the top of the 3rd inning. We go now to the bottom of the 3rd, and it's a 2-0 lead here for the Mets. Here comes Gary Carter. Carter takes a ball low and outside, 1-0. And that's inside, 2-0. Blasted to right, but I think it's going to be foul. Yeah, it is foul. Out of reach for Bell. 2-1 the count. And that's low. It's a 3-1 count now here on Gary. And he'll take this one low, and so there's another walk for the Mets. Constable has given up 3, and here comes Ray Knight. Knight has driven in 26. He's hitting .292 and is 1 for 1 today. 6 home runs. He's always dangerous. There's a ball low to him, 1-0. And a ball inside, 2-0. Knight, of course, used to play for the Reds before going finally to the Mets. I used to have some of those old Green Knight baseball cards from like 78, 79 in my old collection. I've always thought, oh, this is the guy who played so well in the '86 World Series, and it took me years to realize that those cards were commons. So much for that. There's a ball low, 3-1. Always the money always destroys the dreams of children. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that's called a strike. It's a full count now. That was a little outside. Full count on Knight. Ground ball over to short. They go to second for 1, and that's it because bowling is upended by Carter. So Gary Carter going hard into second base. And Knight is on safe at first on the fielder's choice. Here now comes Kevin Mitchell. Knight is not fast enough to run. Mitchell fouls one away. It's 0-1. And this is hit over to second. Bowling fields it, throws over to second base for 1, and back over to first for the double play. So the Braves do pull it in the end. We go now to the top of the 4th inning, and it's a 2-0 lead still for the Mets. Here's Del Crandall. There's a pitch low to Crandall, 1-0, hitting .320, hitting 4th as the catcher. And a fastball low, it's 2-0. I shouldn't be too surprised. We have a catcher hitting 4th today, too. It's hit over to right field with foul. 2-1 the count. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. And, ooh, just fouled away. Just barely got a piece of it. Still 2-2. Man, I tell you, Gooden with another curveball. That curveball is very, very good today. 2-2. That is strike 3 call. That looked low and away to me. Look at where that pitch is. That's off the outside corner. Gooden with his 4th strikeout. That'll bring up Frank Bowling. 1 away, top of the 4th. 2-0 Mets. Little ground ball back to the mound. Gooden fields it and throws to first. And there's 2 away. Here now Gus Bell. And there's the ball low to Bell. 1-0. Popped up. I think Santana? No, he gives way there to Tuffle. Tuffle will make the catch for the out. And so the Mets get out of that inning. We go now to the bottom of the 4th inning, and it's a 2-0 lead here still for the Mets. And here comes Santana. It'll be Santana, Foster, and then Gooden. Santana takes a strike. I tell you, both Santana and Foster not hitting well. 0-2 as he swings and misses. That looks bad doing it. There's a ball low. It's 1-2. Way low. 2-2. Swing and miss, down he goes. Looked bad and then looked even worse. Now Santana hitting 191. Here comes Foster hitting 171, and he takes a strike outside. Foster's not happy with me. Fouled away 0-2. I'm not giving him what he's getting paid to do. Ground ball over to third base, and Adcock throws over. I'm sorry, Menke throws to Adcock for the out, 2 away, and here comes Dwight Gooden. Yeah, if it were up for me, we wouldn't have Foster. Gooden hits a ground ball over to Adcock. He goes to the back himself. And so we go now to the top of the 5th inning. It's still a 2-0 lead for the Mets. Here comes Dennis Menke. I could use that roster spot. And there's a ball low to Menke, 1-0. Somebody commented the other day, as that's fouled by Menke 1-1, but the Mets only have 24 players, and that's true. There is a strike, it's 1-2. In 86, all the teams decided to collude and have only 24 players filling the 25 roster spots. Fly ball to right, that's foul. 1-2 remains. And that puts the Mets at a disadvantage because everybody else is 25. 1-2 still the count. And so if you're wondering why I'm overusing my pitchers and all this other stuff, that's the reason why. It's a pop-up over to center, and Mitchell has it for the out. There's one away. Here is Samuel. Amato hits this up the middle for a base hit. That's only the third hit of the game for the Braves. And so Tuffle unable to get to that one. That'll bring up Constable. Samuel now hitting 154, so it's not just Foster that's having a hard time hitting. Constable is going to try to bunt this one. I forget. They're always going to bunt when the pitcher's up. Well, I guess not that time. 0-2 the count. And there's a little tapper in front of the plate. Carter goes down to get it and throws over to first for the out. It counts as a sacrifice, though it was really swung on, and so Samuel goes to second. Here now is Johnson, who takes a strike. And then a ball outside, 1-1. Swing and a miss, it's 1-2. He struck out once today. Doesn't this time, though. Hits a fly ball over to left center field, and Mitchell runs over there. He has that as it hangs up for him. Happens so often here at Citi Field. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it's a 2-0 lead here still for the Mets. Here comes Danny Heap. Ooh, Heap gets a hold of that one, hit deep to right. That baby's gone. I tell you, Bell, he just took one look at that one and gave up. It was over that Medell sign there, right over the bullpen. And so home run for Heap makes this a 3-0 lead for the Mets. Here comes Tim Tuffle. There's a strike on the outside corner to Tuffle. I was going to call that a ball. And there's a ball low, 1-1. 5th hit now for the Mets. And misses again, it's 2-1. We said you can't hit it out of Citi Field, huh? There's a ground ball to second. Bowling fields that, throws to first, one away. Here now is Keith Hernandez. Blasted to right, but I think that's going to be foul. That is. It lands just foul. 0-1. Hit to the left side. It's 0-2. Oh, 1-2. Hit straight away to center. Going on a kind of strange angle for that was Aaron. He went back and then suddenly went to the right, turned around again and went back to the right and was able to track it down. 2 away, and here comes Gary Carter. Not sure if that's the animation or if that ball knuckled on him or what. And Carter hits one on a line over to center field for a base hit in front of Aaron. That's hit number 6 for the Mets, and that'll bring up Ray Knight. Knight first pitch swing hits this one foul to the right. 0-1 is the count. It's fouled away again. 0-2. And that's low. 1-2. Oh, again, so 2-2 in Ray. It's this over to center. That's going to fall in there for a base hit. You're going to ask me if Carter wants to go to third. I don't think I'm going to test Aaron's arm. That throw to the cutoff man was in there so quickly they could have got him out at second. So here comes Mitchell with runners on at first and second. 2 straight hits here for the Mets. It's a 3-0 lead, bottom of the 5th. And Mitchell takes a strike. That was a little bit low. 0-1 is the count on him. He's hitting 167, but when he hits it, it goes a long way. Fouled away, it's 0-2. And he hits a little ground ball over to first base. Adcock fields that, goes to the bag himself. And that ends it for the Mets, but not before we get one more. We go to the top of the 6th inning now, and it's a 3-0 lead for the Mets. Here comes Joe Adcock. And there's a check swing that's ball down low to Adcock from Gooden. And it's a ground ball to the left side, and that will get through Santana for a base hit. And so Adcock leads off the top of the 6th with a hit. That'll bring up Hank Aaron. We'll go to double play depth, but Hank Aaron, of course, can make this a close game in a hurry. There's a strike to Aaron. He has 14 home runs so far this season. This is hit over to right field. It was a changeup, and that'll be caught there easily by Heap. One away. Del Crandall up there now. So it's been an adventurous game here for Gooden. He throws a strike to Crandall. Struck out 4, walked 1. This is hit deep to right. Back goes Heap, but he has room, and there's the second out. And that wasn't too far away from where Heap hit it out himself. Up is Frank Bowling. All inside, 1-0. And it's a ground ball over to second. Tuffle fields that one well, throws over to first for the out. And so we go now to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's still a 3-0 lead for the Mets. Here comes Santana. And he hits this up the middle for a base hit. Maybe that'll get Rafael a little bit hotter. He gets a base hit every now and then. I think he may even have a consecutive game hitting streak. And yeah, the cold sign went away, but he's hitting now 195. That'll bring up Foster, and Foster gets a base hit once every month. There's the ball inside to George, 1-0. Ooh, and that's blasted to left. And here you go again. Look at that outfielder run up there, and he can't catch it. Outfielder climbed the wall and ran up about 10 rows and still couldn't catch it. Home run there for George Foster. That's the most ridiculous part of the animation. They got to fix that. And see, he's still standing out there in left field, but that's the way that it is. Home run for Foster. It's his first of the season, 385 feet away. The Mets leading 5-0. So you got to ask Lou Johnson what was happening there in left field. Good heavens! And here comes Dwight Gooden. 5-0 to score. That gives Gooden a pretty good advantage. And there's a screwball in there for a strike to Dwight. 0-1. Hit over to right, and this is going to be out of play. It's 0-2 on Gooden. So Foster with a big home run. And Gooden hits one over to left, but Johnson will get there this time. He didn't have to climb up any rows for that, so there's one away. Here now is Danny Heap. Heap hit a home run earlier. And man, oh man, George Foster with that big home run, and that breaks a big slump for him. Heap hits a ground ball over to second, and that'll be fielded easily by Bowling, who throws to first, and there's 2 away. Now here comes Tim Tuffle, and there's a strike to him, 0-1. There's a ball low, 1-1 to count. Ball inside is 2-1. Fouled away, 2-2 now on Tuffle. Swing and a miss, down he goes. And so that ends the bottom of the 6th for the Mets. Go to the top of the 7th, but now it's 5-0 Mets, and we'll see if Gooden can hold on. Here comes Gus Bell. The ball low to Bell, 1-0. And a strike, 1-1. That's a pretty curveball. Ball inside, 2-1 to count. Another nice curve, 2-2. Swing and a miss on that curve. Down he goes, 5th strikeout for Gooden. There's one away. Here comes Dennis Menke. Menke hits one over to left center, and it'll be Mitchell grabbing that for the out, 2 away. That'll bring up Amato Samuel, and he fouls one away, 0-1. He can say he has a base hit off Dwight Gooden. Swing and a miss, it's 0-2. Ground ball over to first, and that will be easy for Hernandez. He goes to the bag for the out. And so the Mets continue to lead 5-0. We go now to the bottom of the 7th inning, and it's going to be Keith Hernandez leading this off. He's 1 for 3 today, and swings and misses at that one. He hit a home run earlier. Fouled away. It's 0-2. I thought this wasn't a home run park. There's the ball high, 1-2 the count. In fact, when I said I was going to play in City, as that one misses, 2-2, somebody told me that they thought the dimensions would play similar to Shea. I think that they may be right, actually. Swing and a miss, and Hernandez got that high hard one and went chasing after it very high. One away, here comes Carter. There's a strike in the outside corner. And a ball inside, it's 1-1. Another ball inside to Gary, 2-1 the count. As inside again, and he swings. Since this over to right field, it's a lazy fly ball, and that's an easy catch for Bell. There's 2 away. That brings up now Ray Knight. And Knight fouls one away, 0-1 on Ray. There's a ball high, 1-1. He's blasted up the middle for a base hit. Another hit for Knight. And Knight today, 3 for 4. He's quietly been the hero of this game. Here comes Kevin Mitchell, and he takes a strike. I was going to say there's a ball high. No, that was in the zone. And he went around on that one, 0-2. Hits this over to right field. It's going to be in there for a base hit. Knight will stop at second. And so the Mets with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning have something brewing. And here comes Santana. And they're going to bring in Warren Spahn in relief. Was Spahn a reliever in 62? You let me know down below. I don't know Warren Spahn that well. Was he not starting then? There's a ball high and away, and there's a screwball for a strike. It's 1-1. There's another strike called, 1-2. It's either that he was a starter or the Braves are out of pitchers. 2-2 the count. Blasted over to left. If they're out of pitchers, they're in trouble. And that's going to be taken in foul territory by Johnson. So he makes the catch for the out. And so we go to the top of the 8th inning. It's still a 5-0 lead for the Mets. Here comes Eddie Matthews. If the Braves are out of pitchers, they're really going to be in bad luck because they have another game after this. Same day. Fouled away. We'll have that one, by the way, for you tomorrow. 0-2 the count. There's a fastball low. It's 1-2. And looked like strike 3. They call that low. That was in the zone. Look at the diagram. Fouled away, still 2-2. Ground ball to first. Hernandez fields that, goes over to the bag and does it himself. 1 away. Here comes Lou Johnson. Johnson's 0 for 3 and he takes a strike. Hits this over to right field. That's going to be in there for a base hit. It's a line drive base hit that falls in front of Heap. Johnson with his first hit of the game, and that brings up Joe Adcock. Adcock is 2 for 3 today. We're going to double play depth. Adcock with a good game so far against Gooden, and he's pretty much the only one of the Braves who's hit well. Takes a strike and swings and misses the fastball 0-2. And there's a pitch on the black, a changeup, and that had him really fooled. He takes it for strike 3. 2 away, 6 strikeouts for Gooden, and here comes Aaron. Can't be cute with him. There's a ball inside to Hank. He fouls 1 away. It's 1-1. Ground ball foul to the left, 1-2. Foul to the right, that was that slow curve, still 1-2. And that one's going to get away from Carter. That's a wild pitch by Gooden. He was trying to be a little bit too cute and put something extra on that. So it's 2-2 on Aaron, and the runner moves up. And there is a swing and a miss for Hank Aaron. Gooden gets his 7th strikeout after all. And so we go now to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's still a 5-0 lead for the Mets. Here comes George Foster. Lou Burdett comes up there, another old starter, though I think he was a reliever in '62. Throws a ball, and Foster hits a ground ball over to short that's fielded easily by Samuel, who throws to first, 1 away. And here comes Gooden, and the crowd cheering for him, standing up and applauding as he takes a strike. 0-1 the count, and there's a ball inside, 1-1. Fouled away, it's 1-2 now. This game approaching about 2.5 hours old, I believe, if I remember right. Fouled off to the right, still 1-2. Hit over deep to center, but Hank Aaron's going to get that for the out. You can see him reading that one at first, looking for it, and then going to the right spot. 2 away, and here comes Heap. Heap has a home run today, 1 for 3. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Foul to the left, just out of play. 0-2. This hit to the right, that's going to fall out of play though again. Still 0-2 the count. And the next pitch here from Burdett is hit over to the right side. It's going to be fielded by Adcock, and he flips over to the pitcher covering at the bag for the out. We go now to the top of the 9th inning. Mets with the 5-0 lead. Here comes Del Crandall. Swing and a miss on that first one, 0-1. And there's another strike, 92 on that fastball, 0-2. Swing and a miss, down he goes, 88. He took something off of it. 1 away, 8 strikeouts for Gooden. Here comes Bowling. The ball high and away for Frank. And a ball inside, it's 2-0. There's a strike, 2-1. Oh, and away, it's 3-1 on Bowling, and fouls this away, so full count. Gooden has fought back. And there it is, inside for ball 4. Gooden with 115 pitches. We'll go to double play depth as he pitches now to Gus Bell. Bell's hitting 226, 0 for 3 today. Having a hard game against Gooden, and there's the ground ball over to Tuffle. And he throws to first. He kind of bobbled out a little bit before throwing. And that was what stopped the double play from taking place. And so Bowling moves to second. There's 2 away, and here's Lee May, a pinch hitter. He takes a strike. May's hitting 200. And this is fouled away. It's 0-2. Gooden has him set up. 2 outs here, top of the 9th. And that ball is just low. 1-2 now the count. And that changeup low and outside, they say, 2-2. The fastball low is a full count. That's just fouled away by May. And there's a ball low. So Gooden has now 2 runners on, 2 outs, top of the 9th. He's thrown 123 pitches. Here comes Mac the Knife, Mac Jones, another pinch hitter. He takes the ball low and in. It's a little fly ball over to left. That'll be George Foster going out there making the catch for the out, and so the Mets do it again. The Mets win this one 5-0 and take the first game of this doubleheader. You can see the fielders sort of jogging in there, a little bit tired maybe, and they better get ready because we got to do it again, and the regulars are all tired. Gooden with the 5-hit shutout and struck out 8, walked 3. So the walking problem continues, but he continues to pitch well as well, striking out a whole bunch. The Mets win this one, and we're getting this season turned around, aren't we? So we'll see you again tomorrow with another one of these. Hope you have a good afternoon, evening, or wherever it is that you are. Talk to you again later. Bye-bye.